Welcome to my channel where we cover the lore of Final Fantasy XIV. We cover the stories both big and small, the epic and the cute, the silly and the tragic. I hope you all enjoy the ride, and welcome to the Chronicler of Lore. Every year in Eorzea, the Starlight Festival is celebrated in Gridania, and Garanji is happy to get you to help out once again. She's having a bit of a beast problem. It's nothing dangerous, but with you being an adventurer, you've dealt with more exotic creatures than she has, so you'll be better able to deal with this than she could. While she was preparing for the festival, a small yeti that she started calling Rudy showed up, and now it won't leave. It hasn't done anything bad, and she started to like it a bit. She even made it a reindeer costume so it won't look out of place. The thing is, the Yeti keeps trying to tell her something, but she can't figure out what it's trying to say. And you don't have much better luck. Because the plot says so, a talking squirrel shows up to help out. Granted, an auspice isn't something you haven't seen before. There are plenty of the talking animals in the Far East, and we will talk about those when I cover the Four Lords story in the not too distant future, so stay tuned for that. This auspice's name is Eorzea, and he wanders around to wherever he smells delicious desserts. He was meeting an old friend in Eorzea, but he took a detour because the festival seemed interesting. He decided to see what all the fuss was about when he overheard your conversation and figured that he might be able to help. Since he can understand the Yeti, he may very well be useful. Rudy wants a favor from you. Compared to the other Yeti, he's really tiny, and the others make fun of him because the snowballs he makes are so small. You've seen how big and deadly the snowballs can be when you fought some of them, but according to Rudy, not all Yeti are violent like the ones in Kurthus. His kind live deep in the mountains, and instead of fighting to determine who's best, they do it by seeing who can build the biggest snowballs. Rudy was practicing in secret so he could get better, but he fell off of a cliff and got lost. He wandered around the forest for days until a white-haired man rescued him. That was Saint Nemia, and after he saved Rudy, he left for the Starlight Celebration before Rudy could thank him. So now he wants to find the saint again. The problem is, no one knows where he is. He pops up everywhere randomly to give people gifts. Now that's not what the little Yeti wanted to hear, but if he wants to repay the saint for his help, he can always help out with the festival. Garanji is more than happy to make him into one of the little helpers, and Eorzea wants to help too. And because it wouldn't be Final Fantasy XIV if someone didn't volunteer you to help, the auspice ropes you into helping out too. Now y'all just need to figure out a way that Rudy can be useful. It's a winter festival, and while the Yeti can't sing, he can make snowballs, so something snowball related would be perfect. That makes Eorzea think of a snowball looking snack that he ate in Hulda that was extremely delicious, so with that as a template, Rudy can make some snowball treats. And the best person to help with that is Mother Mione. Eorzea's staying at her inn, and apparently her cooking is top notch. She's in the middle of making some Starlight gift boxes for the kids at Bent Branch Meadows, and adding some snowball themed snacks to it would be perfect. She can even come up with a recipe, which if you've ever done any baking, you know that coming up with a recipe from scratch is a real skill. All she needs is for you to grab a few ingredients. Rudy wants to take the lead and talk to the people to prove how useful he is, and since the Warrior of Light isn't much for words, it's not a bad idea. The people find it odd that a tiny Yeti is dressed as a reindeer and carrying a grocery list, but there are stranger things out there. So all in all, even with a few people being uncomfortable with the whole thing, Rudy does a good job of getting what you need. So Mione has everything she needs to whip up some treats called schneeballs that look extremely delicious. I have to see if they're in the Final Fantasy cookbook that I have, because I will definitely make those next. Rudy has proven himself to be useful, so Eorzea tells him that he shouldn't feel bad that he's different, and he shouldn't let his siblings push him around. It's not like Eorzea is like other squirrels, but he's proud of the things that makes him different. They're nothing to be ashamed of. That advice seems to make Rudy feel better, and he's even happier when Mione asks him if he wants to help deliver the stuff to the children. Some of the children are a bit uncomfortable having a Yeti hand out presents, but since there's an adventurer standing around and not murdering the thing, it must not be bad. Not to mention the fact that the snowball treats turn out to be absolutely delicious. Things are going great until a guard shouts about Yetis in the city. Of course, you run to check it out and find two full-size Yeti at the gate, but they aren't hostile. They're Rudy's brothers, and they came to bring him home. and they seem a little irritated about the fact that he was captured so easily. But he wasn't captured at all, so he tells them everything he's done with the treats and for the children. That doesn't do much to convince them, but once he gives his brother some of the treats, they apologize for how badly they treated him and promise to let him join in all of their Yeti games in the future. All the while, Saint Nemia watches from above with a smile on his face. Somehow the Saint left a letter with another helper for Rudy, praising him for his part in the festival. Having completed his mission, it's time for Rudy to head back home. He made new friends in the city, and he promises that he'll always remember you all. After he leaves, it's time to tell Garanji that Rudy's gone. She wishes she could have petted the little guy one last time, but if he's happy now, then she's happy. Because that's what the Starlight Celebration is truly all about. This concludes the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the 2021 Starlight Celebration. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and share this video with your friends. And if you want to buy me a coffee for my work, sign up to become a member of the channel. Until next time, guys. Later.